This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Monday, June 7th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Stephanie and Brandon, and we have to address the elephant in the room. That is David. Welcome back, buddy. Our stage manager, David.
Buddy.
We're slowly getting people in.
Ira too.
Karen, that little cutie on that camera right there. Our stage manager.
It's wild. I feel like we've got well, we're nowhere near a full house, are we? But it feels like there's more energy and life is back.
We're creeping back. We're creeping back to being normal. I like it. I like it. Feels good. Feels good. All right, guys, let's get started. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle welcomed a baby girl over the weekend named Lilibet Diane. The royal family posted, or Diana, I'm sorry, the royal family posted a wedding photo of the couple on social media and said they were delighted with the news. Lilibet is Harry and Meghan's second child and the Queen's 11th great-grandchild. Prince William and Kate also posted a sweet note to the couple saying they were delighted at the arrival of baby Lily. So Lilibet, which we'll talk about the name in a second, is also the nickname of Prince Philip, or the nickname Prince Philip called the Queen. And Diana, of course, is William and Harry's late mother. So William's daughter, Charlotte, also has the middle name Elizabeth and Diana. But one royal expert said it was rude for Harry and Meghan to name their daughter after the Queen's special and private nickname. And Piers Morgan, of course, had to weigh in, wished the couple well, but also said the name was ironic given that Harry and Meghan have been, quote, trashing the royal family. We'll get to them in a second. Let's go back to the name Lilibet. Am I pronouncing that right, or is it Lilibet?
I think, well...
She ain't a rapper, Jeff. She ain't a rapper. Come on now.
I was going to say, yeah, right. So basically, the child, the little girl, will be called Lily, but the full name is Lilibet. Or Lilibet.
Okay.
And it's hard to say.
It's a good rap name, Lilibet.
It's actually a really cool name, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so different. And the name, I don't like how this royal expert, who actually has nothing to do with the royals back in England, I find it so ironic, is saying how it's a slap in the face to the Queen, because it's not like she's hanging out with them or part of the staff or anything. She's one of those people that write a royal biography, autobiography, and never met them and worked with them.
She's just trolling.
Okay.
She's trolling to get her numbers.
I think she's you know, using it to boost her own platform a little bit.
Do you think there's any truth? How about what Piers said, that they kind of wanted to be away from the royal family, but yet they're naming everyone after the royal family? Is that ironic, like he said?
No, I totally understand where Piers is coming from with that. But in their defence, Harry is very fond of his grandmother. We all know that. He's the one person that he's defended out of the entire family. You know, he's made comments on obviously his dad and his brother, never his grandmother. He ensured that he went back for the funeral of his grandfather. And like this lady is saying, yes, it is a private nickname, but it's not a nickname that her late husband gave her. This went back to her grandfather, King George V, because she couldn't pronounce her own name, Elizabeth, when she was a child. So that's why it's a play on the name. So I think it's incredibly sentimental and sweet, and I think that's a lovely olive branch.
I think you're right.
And I'm on that. I wasn't even going to say anything about this, but I'm on that because it's one of those things where I see it. Now that they're over here, they're in America, they're in their safe space now, there's still no bad blood between them per se. I don't want to think. So it's like you can look back at it and be like, okay, my family has had a problem with racism and imperialism, but that's still my grandmother, you know. That's still, you know, I'm still paying homage. I'm still paying my respects to my own grandmother. Everyone else, obviously, they're going to do whatever they want to do for clout. So I feel as though that's the reason why that's such a big deal.
Yeah, my children are named. Their middle names are their grandparents' names. So it's a respect thing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, I think it's a total sign of respect, and like I said, an olive branch back to the family in England. So.
Absolutely. All right, guys, let's move on. Floyd Mayweather failed to beat YouTube star Logan Paul. That's some tricky writing right there. During an exhibition boxing match yesterday, 44-year-old Floyd went all 8 rounds with Paul, who is 26 years old. Floyd threw more of the punches, but no winner was declared during the pay-per-view exhibition fight. A winner could only be named if the match was stopped or by a knockout. That's why there was no winner. But some fans say the fight was fixed because Floyd was seen holding up Logan to stop him from falling and to prevent the fight from being stopped early. It's reported that Floyd can make up to $100 million from this match. So, did you guys tune into this? I'm a huge UFC guy. I'm a huge boxing match. I didn't want to pay the $50 for this
50 bucks for it? Absolutely not. I bootlegged it. I probably got a virus on my laptop because of it, because I had so many pop-ups. I wasn't going to watch that complete thing. I know what that was. It was a money grab. But at the same time, I feel like it's a slap in the face, you know, to our audience right now, because we have an older audience, and they grew up when boxing was it. With Jack Dempsey, Muhammad Ali, and now this is what we have to go off of on a Sunday night. That's Super Bowl, Grammys. That's during that time.
Yeah.
And we had Logan, Jake Paul, whoever, and Floyd Mayweather. But at the end of the day, entertainment is entertainment. Are you not entertained? Because they both got paid for it.
Yeah, they got paid, and that's Jake Paul's thing. People tune in, and this is he knows what he's doing. He's a good boxer. I don't think he could fight a professional boxer.
Yeah.
I thought Floyd was playing with him a little bit, or Logan Paul, but I don't think he could fight a professional boxer. That's why he takes these fights, because people want to watch him get punched in the face.
Exactly.
He's got kind of that jerk face. He's got that attitude, and he's like one of those wrestlers that are like, oh man, I want this guy to get beat, and he's doing his thing. No hate.
So it's like if you fought Floyd, then our viewer can, a
lot of people would want me to get punched in the face. That's exactly right.
$30 million, you'd be okay.
Dude, I'd go dance with Floyd.
I'd rather not.
For $30 million?
Obviously, I understand why they're doing it. I understand why Floyd's doing it. He's no longer fighting. He's retired. He's done, and clearly done. So, yeah, no. And I don't like all that, and like him holding him up to keep it going to a certain round, because obviously the money. If you're going to do it, do it.
Would you fight Floyd Mayweather for $100 million?
I'd probably die.
No, just take one of the chops.
I mean, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'd be like, I wouldn't want him to punch me really hard, though. Would he have to punch me like full punch?
I don't think he was punching Jake Paul that hard.
No,
Logan. I keep saying Logan and Jake. I get them switched up. I want to see them both get punched in the face. All right, we're moving on. Shannon Doherty is getting real about aging in Hollywood. Speaking of faces, Shannon, who is 50, posted an unfiltered selfie on Instagram. In the caption, she wrote that while watching movies, she noticed there were few female characters without a facelift, filters, and Botox. She added that her face reflects her life and that she is done with the way magazines and Hollywood portray women. Good for you. Shannon has been battling breast cancer since 2015. It recently came back at stage 4. So I think she's kind of addressing what a lot of people are feeling, right? The Instagram filter look, that everyone's perfect, and it's not a good idea for young women, especially, to think that this is what it's not realistic.
Yeah, and so I'm not going to shame her or slam her. She can do whatever she wants to do. She's been through a lot. She's got stage 4 cancer, and it's up to her what she does or doesn't want to do with her body. And I don't think she's going to care about how she looks so much when she's got serious health issues that she has to address and be fit for. Let's be honest, that's what's important, rather than injecting Botox and filler for anyone. But I appreciate stars that are more honest. So like she is standing up saying, hey, that's not for me. Or like we saw the other day, Kate Winslet, when she was in the Mayor of Eastwich, and she was saying, hey, don't Photoshop me or don't edit that video. That is how I am. That is my character. I appreciate that and that level of honesty for the women that are wanting to do that, versus other celebrities that say they rub olive oil in their face when clearly they've had a lot of work done. I feel like that's more of a lie. Because if people were more honest and said, hey, hold my hands up, yeah, I've had a facelift or a nose job or whatever it is, then people watching understand, oh, that's what they've done. They don't naturally look like that. So I think if there was more honesty all around rather than rubbing in olive oil, then we'd all be doing a lot better.
I think we're getting to that place, though.
We can say instead of rubbing in olive oil, I don't know if it's a dig to the Kardashians or not, but some of these people who have these fillers and Botox, they're making money off of this. So they kind of have to, regardless. They may sit up at night and be like, oh, I wish I didn't do this to my face. I wish I didn't do that. But then that check clears and it's like, hey, I'm paid. So I'm seeing beauty is not something where it's like we're advocating for, natural health or natural beauty. I'm looking at all this stuff as money grabs now. And that's the first thing they do is what? Go to the Instagrams, go to the magazines for this, to come out against it. Everything now to me is a money grab. I'm sorry.
But how about when you talk about actresses getting older in Hollywood?
Like Kate as well.
Right. And they have to keep up with that younger look. Do they feel some sort of pressure, right? None of us are 50-year-old women actresses, but do you feel that kind of pressure that you're not getting those roles that you used to anymore?
Oh my gosh, when you look at really famous women like Britney Spears or Jessica Simpson, who said from being the age of like 15 they were told to be skinnier and whatever else, and that's when they're like in their early teens, never mind a woman in her 50s. Can you imagine? Like the pressure, and like obviously Kate Winslet literally just filmed that series, The Mayor of Eastwich, and she's getting, she sent the poster back 3 or 4 times saying, why have you airbrushed that out? And that wasn't her choice. It wasn't anything to do with it. It was literally their perception of wanting to make her look better when she didn't agree to it. So if that's not pressure, I don't know what is. If she's saying, I'm happy with myself, I don't want to edit myself. And like this woman is saying, you know, I've been battling stage 4 cancer. I don't want to like have a facelift and whatever else. I am how I am and accept me. They're the things that are more important people should listen to, not directors or producers or whatever that go behind the backs of these stars and then do it without their consent when they're clearly saying don't.
But we get it and we're listening, but I just don't really want to read a long caption for advocacy and then at the end you see shop my look. You see the link. Buy my look.
I don't think Kate Winslet. I don't
think not one of them. I'm just saying, just anyone in general.
I think it's anyone just the people Brandon follow on Instagram. All right, guys, coming up on DBL, we're chatting with R&B superstar Monica from her new true crime series to reuniting with Brandy. She's dishing the deets. And Jeff Bezos is sharing some out-of-this-world news that'll make Elon Musk jealous. That's next.
Closed captioning provided by...
There may be a silver lining to the coronavirus pandemic. According to reports, there has been so little flu that a couple of strains may have gone extinct. Let's connect the dots. One side effect of COVID-19 has been a non-existent flu season. Experts say everything we did to stop COVID, face masks, social distancing, school closures, more hand washing, also helped flu cases drop to historic lows. According to Stat News, it's not just that we haven't had a lot of flu cases, but also that 2 strains of it were not reported anywhere. Viruses need a host to survive. With the flu, it usually passes from person to person in order to continue existing, moving from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere as the seasons change. Stat News says since March 2020, no cases from one subtype of influenza A and one lineage of influenza B have been reported. Now, just because no cases were reported doesn't necessarily mean they are gone, but it is a good sign. Experts say it could make your yearly flu vaccine more effective. Each year, the experts have to figure out which strains will spread and make a vaccine using that educated guess. With fewer types of flu to pick from, there is a greater chance that educated guess is right.
Welcome back to DBL. A billionaire is headed to space. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos made the announcement today, posting a video to Instagram. He's also inviting his brother. How cute. Take a look.
I want to go on this flight because it's a thing I've wanted to do all my life. It's an adventure. It's a big deal for me. I invited my brother to come on this first flight because we're closest friends. I really want you to come with me. Would you?
Are you serious?
I am. I think it would be meaningful.
Bezos will be the first of the billionaires competing in the space race, beating out Richard Branson and Elon Musk. So what do you guys think of this decision to go to space? Does he have too much money, too much time on his hands?
Well, obviously he's like the richest man on the planet, right? So I don't think that matters to him compared to us. But did you know? So he has like an online or like a bidding auction. You have to bid a minimum of $2.8 million.
Oh, that's not. We got paid last week.
Go to a big auction, and then one person can get on that.
And go with him?
I would love to do that.
You would?
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Just to go to space, though? Like, I'd rather go to...
Just to go to space?
Yeah, but you're just going up there and you're coming down. It's not like you're going to the moon.
You pay $2.5 million to go to Disneyland. Like, why not go to? Why not take that money and go to space?
It doesn't include lunch.
Yeah, so I get it. It's the thing with the Billionaire Boys Club. You know, it's the flashing the peacocks because we want to see. Like, remember, Elon Musk has a Tesla somewhere in space. SpaceX, that program has put a lot of pressure on NASA to do some stuff. So now Jeff Bezos is like, you know what? I'll come up with Amazon Mars. I'll come up with Amazon something.
Oh yeah, he's going to beat them. July the 20th, he's off.
Yeah, but
he's off.
But you're not going to the moon. Why aren't like astronauts?
You go up, you sit on the Earth's hemisphere. You're going to be up there in zero gravity for 10 minutes. You're telling me that's not an amazing piece of history?
Okay, you do that,
life
and I'll go to the moon, and we'll see who wants to hear our stories at a party.
You want to go to the moon and spend like a year of your life when you could go up there for like half an hour?
It doesn't take a year to get there.
It takes a long time. The training, the learning how to do all the suit stuff. I just stick me in, let me go, and let me come back down and have my dinner. I'm fine. Great. Beautiful weekend.
Yeah. Well, what were you about to ask?
I was going to say, how come astronauts aren't more famous? If someone pretends really good, actors, they're famous. People went to the moon and we don't care what they have to say. I'd rather talk to them.
Well, of course.
Go talk to them, Jeff.
Well, how come we don't know their names?
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong, the trumpet player?
The trumpet player?
No.
Neil Armstrong? Yeah. You know, Buzz Aldrin. There we go.
They're not as famous as you thought they were.
Wow.
Yeah, Buzz, I know we know a couple names, but there's other people since then, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just me. I find them more interesting than maybe some celebrities that we put up on a pedestal.
Would you not, if someone gave you a space on that shuttle, you would not take it?
No, I don't like to fly. Oh. Yeah, listen, if you want to go to the moon, I'll have that conversation, but I'm not just going to go float up there.
You're not going to Kansas. You're going to the moon.
Yeah.
I love Kansas, by the way.
All right, coming up on DBL, we're catching up with R&B singer Monica. Is the boy hers or Brandy's? That's coming up next.
After a year of canceled trips and blown plans, 2021 is all about making up for lost time. And with the weather heating up and pools opening back up, what could go wrong? A national lifeguard shortage. So let's verify, is there really a nationwide lifeguard shortage? Here are sources.
Hi, my name is Wyatt Wernis.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Mondick.
Both our experts confirm that yes, there is a shortage nationwide.
A lack of interest, the pandemic, the halt to the foreign exchange, people aging out, all these are the perfect storm.
Our two experts say that many areas rely on foreign exchange students here with J-1 visas. Just look at State Department numbers from the last 5 years. You'll see that they dropped by about 83% in 2020. That's because President Trump suspended new J-1 visa applications at the start of the pandemic. It just expired in April.
Typically, we have a lot of overseas staff that come to patrol our beaches and our water parks in the summer. And because of the pandemic, those staff are not available to come over on their visas.
So we can verify that nationally, as a whole, yes, there's a lifeguard shortage. But whether or not your local pool is going to be affected depends on where you live. Glad summer's finally here. This is Evan Kozloff with your Verified.
Watching in flames.
I can feel it. Welcome back to DBL. That's Grammy Award-winning singer Monica's new music video, Trenches, and we caught up with Miss Thang herself earlier in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Welcome to DBL. We have a lot to talk about, including your new celebrity true crime series plus new music. It's been more than 20 years since you earned a Grammy with fellow R&B singer Brandy for The Boy Is Mine, and I want to know the best part about reuniting with Brandy for the Versus battle, which you won, by the way.
For me, I felt like it was a win for the culture in a lot of different facets, and I'll tell you why. We had not come together or done anything together in almost a decade at that point. And I wanted it to be special. And we knew that it had to end with The Boy Is Mine.
Yes.
There's no song to play after The Boy Is Mine.
Right.
And they made it all happen. So I'm really glad that we were able to do something like that.
You just released the title track off your upcoming new album, Trenches, which features rapper Lil Baby. What can you tell us about it?
That record is special to me. It is the title track off my new album, which is now done.
Yeah.
It's being mixed and mastered. It took me a very long time. It is a very transparent record. I am talking that talk, as we say.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, congrats to that. Now, you're super busy. You're hosting the new true crime series show on VH1 called Infamy, When Fame Turns Deadly. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Infamy was a dream come true for me. I grew up being a big fan of true crime series. Snapped, First 48, America's Most Wanted. All those shows were shows I watched. And this one kind of parallels in different ways. But what I love most about Infamy is it really takes you through a walk of who the victims were from their childhood, where they were born and raised, and what their life was really like. And then it also gives you a chance to hear from the people that are still mourning their loss. We talk to mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers, and you realize how these tragedies really changed lives.
The price of fame can be deadly.
I like that the spotlight is on the victim and surviving family and not the perpetrator, which we often see in true crime. Well, you've been using your voice, Monica, to speak about other important topics. You recently shared that you are recovering from surgery related to endometriosis. My mom has had that. It is incredibly painful. Why was it so important to share this experience with other women? Because I know some women have never even heard of it, which is crazy to me.
Well, I had never heard of it just 4 years ago when I was diagnosed. Endometriosis is extremely painful, and women monthly feel like suffering is a part of the deal when you're a woman. But you find out when you learn about endometriosis that we shouldn't be in excruciating pain. And you learn that every age can suffer from endometriosis. So once I was diagnosed, I initially had the first surgery, and it was not like the second. The second was very hard. I was in the hospital a week, and I ended up having multiple blood transfusions. But now being on a bit of the mends and recovering, I've become somewhat of an advocate because I want women to know what this disease is, and I want them to know that there is help for them.
Spread the word to all your female friends. Gentlemen, get to know the word endometriosis, and thank Monica for speaking out about it. Monica, it's been an honest pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us, DBL Nation. Be sure to watch the premiere of Infamy, When Fame Turns Deadly, when it premieres June 7th on VH1. That boy, he's definitely mine. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Lately, there's been a lot of talk about cicadas. Billions of them have been emerging from the ground, taking over parks, backyards, and sidewalks, even some kitchens. Oh! But not everybody has been a part of this cicada party. We recently received an email from a Leesburg viewer named Jen saying her backyard is empty. So let's verify. What are the main reasons that cicadas may not be in your neighborhood? Our source is Michael Raup, a professor emeritus at the University of Maryland, aka the bug guy.
Somebody's got to be the bug guy. It might as well be me.
Rupp says one big reason is land use, because remember, the cicadas we see today were born 17 years ago and have been growing underground ever since.
New developments, let's say past 2004, simply are unlikely to have cicadas again if they've been deforested. Just like Joni Mitchell said, you know, you pave paradise and put up a parking lot, no more cicadas.
This is also why cicadas are less prevalent in cities. 17 years ago, the cicada nymphs had no place to go due to all that pavement. So what trees do cicadas like?
I'm seeing a lot of cicadas now in oak trees, in maple trees, in elm trees. They tend not to like the gymnosperms, evergreens, things like spruces and other trees with very dense needled foliage and branches.
But what if you have one of those trees that they like in your backyard, but for some reason, you just have no cicadas?
They're very patchy. They may have emerged, but they may have gone off down the street 100 yards. That's where they're laying eggs. And it can be as simple as 100 yards down the road.
With your Verify, this is Evan Kozloff.
DBL, when it comes to getting quality sleep every night, exercise plays a huge role. We're chatting about it in DBL's Focus on Fitness, presented by QB. People who exercise are almost twice as likely to get solid sleep compared to non-exercisers. It doesn't have to be strenuous activity. It can be a brisk walk or a bike ride. As long as you're doing it for 20 to 25 minutes a day, you'll be burning enough calories to prepare your body for better sleep. Staying active is so important, and QB has made it easy regardless of physical ability or age. Try their under-desk elliptical at home. Call 1-800-782-2351 or visit QB.com to learn more.
I'm still smiling because we have Monica on the show. Childhood crush right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
She's looking good, too.
Yeah,
looking good. All right, guys. Happy Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Bye.